Students, today we'll begin with D.H. Lawrence's novel Sons and Lovers. This is a very interesting autobiographical novel by Lawrence. And so, before we discuss the plot of the novel, it's essential to know about the life of D.H. Lawrence, as it is much reflected in the novel also. Lawrence was born in 1885 in Eastwood, Nottinghamshire, and his full name is David Herbert Lawrence. He was his parents' fourth child, and his father, Arthur Lawrence, was a coal miner. He was uneducated and uninformed, and he could hardly write his name, and he remained a coal miner and worked in the pit till he was quite old. He used to drink a lot and was rather short tempered. But otherwise, he was very popular with his fellow workers owing to his good voice and graceful dancing. In Sons and Lovers, Lawrence has portrayed him as an unfeeling drunkard and irresponsible husband and father. Although later in life he realized and confessed that he had failed to understand his father and had been rather unjust to him in this portrayal. Lawrence's mother, Lydia, belonged to a middle class family. She met Arthur Lawrence at a party at Nottingham and was attracted by his dancing and musical voice and good sense of humor. And she married him in 1875 without knowing what it was like to be a coal miner's wife. Very soon, her romantic notions and hopes, which she cherished, shattered, and she was thoroughly disillusioned. Their married life was unhappy. In fact, it was like an endless battle between sophistication and coarseness, or say decency and drunkenness, and education and ignorance. Lydia was well educated. She was interested in literature, in poetry, and she was unable to mix with the women folk in the miners' colony. Difference in class leads to disputes and quarrels in their married life, and this influences the lives of the children also. Now, if we talk about Lawrence's education, he was first sent to the local board school, and as a student, he was quiet and shy and was not very brilliant, but he was fairly good at studies. He won a scholarship and was then sent to the Nottingham High School. In 1901, after leaving school, he met J.C. Chambers. Both of them spent long hours together reading romantic poetry and novel, and they helped and guide each other in their literary tastes also. Then, after completion of education, he adopted teaching and then began his writing career, and in which Jessie Chambers also played a very important role. It was she who launched him as a writer, and this Lawrence himself declared. He mentioned it. She sent some of his poems to Ford Madox, the editor of the English Review, who published them in 1909 under the general title A Still Afternoon. In 1909, Lawrence also completed his first novel, The White Peacock. This was published in 1911 and was well received in the London literary circles. His second novel, The Trespassers, got published in 1912. It was during 1910 to 1912 that Lawrence's life was full of turmoil and tribulations. He suffered a lot during this period, both physically as well as emotionally. He was not a very healthy person, and after his mother's death, there was a great emotional vacuum in his life. He even cast off Jesse Chambers in 1911 due to strong mother pull. Then, after some time in 1912, uh, Lawrence met Freda, a German married woman. Instantly, they fell in love and they eloped. For some time, they kept wandering from place to place till they married in June 1914 after Freda secured a divorce from her husband, Professor Weekly. During all these happenings, he was working on his third novel, Paul Morel, which he rewrote in 1913 and titled it as Sons and Lovers. Sons and Lovers is the most autobiographical of Lawrence's novels, and it very faithfully records his mental torture and dilemma as he struggled between his mother and Jessie Chambers. Both Jessie and Freda helped Lawrence to write parts of the second draft of this novel, and this is the novel that established Lawrence as an author of great prominence. Students, that's all for today. Thank you.